Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy and I'm a Toyota diagnostics technician and I work with these cars every day. And today I'm going to break down the real true differences between a Toyota Corolla Hybrid and a full Bz4x electric vehicle. Many of you probably are wondering, is there a very big difference? Is the Corolla better or is the full electric vehicle better? Hybrid versus electrical, full EV. I'm going to tell you the most important things that you will need to know if you are wondering on trying to decide which car would fit you. These two cars share some features, but they are so different. So I'm gonna break down this video for you so you can learn something new, all right? So let's get into it. So this is the brand new Toyota Corolla Hybrid. And this is the brand new Toyota Bz4X full electric vehicle. They are kinda similar in the price class, but the ownership is totally different. So which one would fit you better? How does these cars actually work? So this is the Toyota Corolla and this has two drive systems, drivetrains, working together to create the hybrid experience. Here we have the gasoline engine, which is just like a regular combustion engine. This works with fuel. And here we have the electric motor system. This on top here is the inverter, which converts the electricity from the high voltage battery pack, which goes through these orange colored cables all the way down to the battery pack. And the battery pack on these Corolla hybrids are a lot smaller. The size of the battery pack is like half of this table. And the battery pack on these cars are located underneath the rear seats. So under here we can find the hybrid battery pack. So, a faster explanation. A gas engine for sustained power, the electric motor for low speed efficiency, the high voltage battery underneath the rear seats, a CVT gearbox, of course, underneath all of these. The gearbox is not your regular transmission. It works kind of like a moped scooter. It feels very smooth to drive. Once you press the accelerator pedal, you will not feel the car shift. So it works very smoothly. And the gearbox also recharges the hybrid system when you release the gas pedal, accelerator pedal, so that charges the hybrid battery through regenerative braking. So if you release the accelerator pedal while you drive, it charges the system. And because this Toyota Corolla is a regular hybrid, it's not a plug-in hybrid, which requires a cable to charge with. This charges itself when you drive regularly. If you accelerate over a specified amount, the electric drivetrain will switch over to the gas engine. So the gas engine is then charging the electrical system, and as well when you release the accelerator pedal, the electrical system will charge. So no charging cables are required. Just to show you what a plug-in hybrid vehicle looks like. Here we have a plug-in RAV4 and this is almost exactly identical as the Toyota Corolla over there, but this car has a charging outlet for the charging cable. So here's where you put in the charging port on a brand new Toyota RAV4 plug-in hybrid. We will get more into detail on plug-in hybrid vehicles if you are interested. But for this video we are going to explain only the regular hybrid and the full electric vehicle. And why does Toyota still make hybrid vehicles? Why not completely switch to electric vehicles? Yeah, because Toyota has a very great history with hybrid cars. In 1997 they started to manufacture the Toyota Prius, and they have developed and upgraded the hybrid system since then. So Toyota is kinda at the sweet spot of perfect balance between combustion engines and electrical drivetrains. So they work pretty well together, and they are still creating hybrids. But in some years, I think they will completely shift over to electric vehicles because everyone thinks that's the future. The full electric vehicle, the Bz4X, now this is completely different. Now this is completely different. No combustion engine, only an electric engine, which means no engine oil, no exhaust pipe. And now, where is the battery located on an electric car like this one over here? The battery pack is located under the whole car. You can see that there's a very big protection plate going all the way from the front to the rear. This is a very serious thing because when you do a maintenance on these Bz4X, if you want to replace the brake pads, replace your tires, you need to be very careful to lift them up, because if you lift at the wrong point, the battery pack may be damaged, and the battery pack is very expensive. So the lifting points on these cars are located with an indicator, but they are so small, so you have to be very careful. Right there is the spot where you lift them up, on this small part over here. You cannot lift on the bolts, or this, only here. Yeah, the battery itself is located right under here, so this is the only safe spot to lift these cars up. But be very careful, because electric vehicles are very heavy, because the whole battery pack weighs a lot, so you have to be very careful. So we have the electric motors, the inverter over here, and the onboard charger, which goes here. You can see here is the charging port. Here you plug in the charger, and if you want the quick charging, you open this, and here goes the cable to the chargers. So some of these electric vehicles has the fast charging capability, but not every car does. So if you want a fast charging model, be sure to pick one. And of course, when you are charging your electric vehicle, you cannot drive it. You have to wait for it to completely charge up. And that can take time depending on where you charge it. And there's also no gasoline backup because voltage. So already there are two very different ownership experiences we have over here. Hybrid versus full electric vehicle. But now I'm going to get a little bit more into the details themselves. Generally, the Corolla Hybrid is a little bit more cheaper than the Bz4X. The Corolla starts at a little lower starting price, but with an electric vehicle you will also need a place to charge your vehicle. You would need to have to install a charging dock at your home if you want one. So if you buy from a Toyota retailer, usually they will throw in a charging dock for you, but that totally depends on the deal you come up with the car salesman. So now comes the part where you can already tell which car would fit you better. With the Toyota Corolla Hybrid, you can fill it up with gas anywhere. Gas stations are all over the world, so you just drive up to a gas station and fill it up in a few minutes, and with a full tank you are ready to drive for around 600 kilometers or something. And yeah, gas is available everywhere. And with the electric vehicle, during peak rush times and everything, there's only a specified amount of charging stations available at different locations. They are not as common as gas stations, so you probably will have a worse time finding a place where you can charge your electric vehicle. And that would be very bad if you were in a rush or something and you arrive to a place and you cannot drive any further because you will need to charge your car, and you may have to wait up to an hour before a charger gets available or is not in use. And I have heard from some customers that when they were somewhere in Lapland or something, they were gas stations with lines and queues all waiting just to charge their electric vehicle. So in that case, this is a little bit worse, and Corolla wins this one. So if you live in an apartment or something in a city where charging is not possible for you, this is already a win. But if you have a workplace where you can charge your car by yourself, of course there is the charger that just plugs into any wall, but that charging time can be up to 9 hours or something, even more. So yeah, that's just how long you are willing to wait. So, maintenance. So, with the basic Toyota Corolla Hybrid, it works just like a regular gasoline engine, which means you will have to replace the spark plugs, the oil filter, engine oil, air filter, from time to time the engine coolant system, and there's a lot of more things because there's more mechanical parts working in these cars. So you can count on having to regularly visit the workshop for basic maintenances, and that can cost you in the end a lot more than having to do maintenance on a full electric vehicle. But from what I see, Toyota hybrid systems are very durable and they work very well. So very rarely does some hybrid components or the engine themselves fail. But of course that changes from time to time depending on customer driving style, luck and everything. So, but I am very certain and proud to say that these systems works very well. There's very little repairs and parts that actually breaks. So for the full electric vehicle, there's no spark plugs needed, no engine oil needed, no air filters, so the cost of the maintenance will be very low in the end. Even the brake pads can stand a very long time, because when you release the accelerator pedal, the car will use its gearbox to brake to regenerate power for your battery. So you can just release your accelerator pedal, and depending on if you have the regenerative braking mode enabled, you can feel when the car is, it just feels like you would brake normally if you release the gas pedal. So brake pads holds very long on these. But tire wear, on the other hand, tires can wear faster because the electric vehicles are heavier and have a lot of more torque. So yeah, electric vehicles have fewer mechanical parts. That's true. And what about the battery warranty and stuff like that? Because you know, batteries go bad over time. So sooner or later the battery needs to be replaced. And the same thing goes with the Toyota Corolla Hybrid. The hybrid battery pack is also a high voltage battery. So sooner or later this battery will also get bad on the Toyota Corolla Hybrid. But since the battery on this Toyota Corolla Hybrid is a lot smaller than in the full electric vehicle, the battery on this car probably costs somewhere around 4,000 to 5,000, just my appropriate guess. I have not replaced the battery on a Corolla yet, but I have replaced it in a Toyota Yaris one time, if I remember correctly. And that battery costs like, I think it was 3,000. But this is a little bit bigger car and a little bit newer, so my guess is somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000. But no, don't worry. Toyota, at least where I live, have a warranty on those batteries. 10 years. At every maintenance, they do a health check for the battery to see if they are still good and extend the warranty a year till the next maintenance, up to 10 years. What about the full electric vehicle? The battery pack bottom of the car is a large battery. What about that? Thank God warranty exists, and manufacturers are still trying to come up with a solution on who in the future is willing to pay for a battery replacement job if the car is not in warranty anymore. Because this car costs somewhere around 45,000 to 60,000 and the battery pack costs 50,000. So they have not yet come up with a really good solution about the prices, because the battery pack itself is almost more expensive than the car. So yeah, if you drive your electric car for like a couple of years and you are willing to trade it in and take another car with you home, they check the battery and they tell you that you need to replace the battery. We will not take it. We will not trade the car with you. So what do you do then? You now have a car nobody wants with a dead battery, and that would cost you a lot of money to replace. So what do you do in a situation like that? And that's still something that car manufacturers and everyone are trying to find a solution to. But both systems are designed to last many years under normal use. And I cannot remember the warranty for this high voltage electric battery on the full electric vehicle. So, which car is for you? The Toyota Corolla feels like a normal car. It's smooth, efficient, it's familiar, it works very well. You have electricity, and if you are out of gas, you can fill it up and continue your journey. And what about the electric vehicle? Instant torque, fun to drive, very quiet, smooth acceleration, and more high-tech feel. Cheaper maintenances, and cheaper because you do not have to fill it up with fuel. So electricity is of course cheaper, but that's only if you find a place to charge your car at. So if you love an instant torque feel, modern feeling in a car, and just high-tech experience, the full electric Bz4X is for you. If you just want a reliable car with some cool technology and stuff like that, because it's pretty cool if you have a fuel engine and a hybrid system, so then my choice for you would be the hybrid version instead. So, who should buy the Toyota Corolla? Buy the Toyota Corolla if you can charge at home, you drive long distances on the highway, you want proven technology, and you want maximum convenience, and you just want to tell everyone that your car has 2 powertrains instead of 1. And buy the Bz4X if you can charge at home, you do mostly city driving, you want 0 gasoline use, and you want the full electronic vehicle experience, the instant torque, the modern car feeling, and smooth driving. It's very good on the road because the battery pack is so low that center gravity of the whole car feels amazing. And neither of these 2 cars are wrong or right. They're just built for different lifestyles and depending on who want to pay for what. And as a Toyota technician who deals with these cars daily, I can confidently say that these 2 cars are engineered well and they have their own faults and issues, but no 2 cars are the same. So it just depends on how you drive with it, what you prefer. There's really nothing wrong with the hybrid or the Bz4X because they are made to drive with, and it's only up to the person, what you want to choose. So the real question is, which one fits your lifestyle? And this was a fast video about me explaining to you in trying my best to get into the different systems. You have to excuse my English. I live in Finland. I speak Finnish and Swedish daily over here, so I can be a little bit rusty in my mouth. So just to let you know that if you want to know more about these systems, tell me in the comments. And you could also tell me, what do you prefer? Full electric or hybrid? Because in my own opinion, I would go with the Toyota Corolla myself, just because if I need to drive a long distance or something, I can just fill it up with gasoline and I do not have to wait for my time at the queue at the charging station. That's mostly my biggest concern, so I would go with the Toyota Corolla myself. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that, but here where I live, we have kind of low amount of those charging stations, so the Corolla would be safer for me to use. So yeah, thank you for today and subscribe to my channel. We are going to make a lot of more technology car videos because we have access to almost every car in the whole world. Just look at this amazing, beautiful place over here. Let me know if you are interested in some systems. I will dig into a little bit more detail and explain them to you. So have an amazing day and I will see you in the next video.